out regularly and build up the miles slowly but regularly, and when you're cycling, spin your legs fast on lower gears because it makes it much easier.
So for training, we tend to do it in June, so I really start sort of in January, indoor on a turbo trainer, then get outdoor when the spring comes, and try and build up to about 60 miles, 70 miles before the first day of the 4-day trip. And I think diet is really important as well in that lead up, and just look after yourself. But there's lots of advice out there, but you can get a little regime, stick to it and do it.
Well, biking to work is definitely a top bump. Spinning classes is something that I have done a few times and I'm definitely going to look into now. And very much like marathon training, you just got to get those long cycle trips in, where possible, because it'll bite you in the arse if you don't, type thing.
I do think you're going to have to do some hill work, so don't just cycle on the flat, or else you might find, because I mean a couple of the hills last year were tough and not short. They were stand-up hills and it was hard for some of the people who got off and walked. What other tips? Fueling. Just practice what you need to fuel and eat right. Learn a bit about that, because actually I'm talking about being competitive. This year I'll just be fannying around, but yeah, that's what I'd say.
The key, I think, training tip for me would be to focus not so much on the number of miles, but just on that feeling of go do 60 miles and the next day go and do 40 or 50 miles. Just that feeling of getting back on your bike when your legs are tired and doing it again, and getting used to how that feels, and actually doing it so that it doesn't hurt as much the second time, the third time, the fourth time that you do it is much more important for me than actually getting doing the distances all the time. Doing the ride.
I think it's good to get out on a regular basis. I try and do sort of regular rides during the week, and then do longer rides at the weekend as well. Also hills. Try and get out and do some hill training, because it really strengthens your legs, and it's obviously very good for you.
Start training early. You do have to properly commit to it. You can't just dip in and out, but be structured in what you do. And I'd say definitely try and get some longer miles. I know short intensive training is very good, but I'd at least experience what 60-70 miles in the saddle is like, because otherwise it does come as a bit of a shock on the first day. And fuel up, just eat. I've got round Europe so far on Haribo. It's not good enough. You need to start buying some. You need to spend some money basically on some proper bits of kit.
Realising or working out how much you're going to be doing per day and building yourself up to be able to do that. I think most people could come off the street, jump on a bike and probably do 30 or 40 miles and you'd just be exhausted afterwards. So it's prepping for that. So whether you're going to go down the route of prepping dietary-wise as well as actually physically and being on the bike, getting plenty of rest as well to make sure that you're recovered and you're fully fit to it. But it's quite a mental game.
You can get quite sore being in a saddle for a long time, so you need to really build up the distance and get some hill training in to strengthen up your muscles.
When it starts becoming a bit of a here we go again, that's when you're either not doing something right or you're just going over the top. Keep going out, enjoying life, socialising, get just a group of mates and go for a cycle. Don't think, oh god, I've got to do like 19 point, whatever kind of thing. So just get the mileages in, but enjoy it at the same time.
Go for it. Get a semi-decent bike and just go for it. Start small. Start your goals to be sort of short rides, and then just keep aiming. Just build them up each week, and you'll be surprised at what you can do.
Ride25. Explore the world leg by leg.